without further ado, this is volume 162, number 6, December 1982. National Geographic. Family Life of Lions. So the cover here has a mama lion carrying her cub in her mouth. Oh, we're breaking the spine already. So this is talking about a brand new Toyota of 83 for only $5,000. Almost $4,998. That's pretty cheap. It's definitely interesting the way this magazine is laid out. It's very, the text is very crunched, stuffed together, and I like how it's bending, it's bobbing and weaving betwixt these images. One microwave oven is used in the kitchens of tens of thousands of restaurants and millions of homes. Lit. One microwave oven has a patented cooking system that makes it cook better than it ever did before. Lit. One microwave oven comes from a company that specializes in microwave cooking. And this must be the infamous one Lytton microwave here. Interesting. Another car ad. What I do like about this one is it's got a metallic sheen to it. It makes it feel luxurious. Oh wow, that one looks rather long. Looks like it might have 3 rows in it. It's interesting just how many ads there are to start off with. Here we have the Christmas Give membership. This Christmas Give membership in National Geographic. Well, we don't need to because now we have a giant box full. I probably have 30, 40 magazines. This Christmas, give your friends a fascinating look at our American heritage for just $15. That seems quite high for the 80s. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, 8 if you count Lady Liberty. Call me UK, $1.25 for the first minute. Now you can dial a 1-minute minimum call to the United Kingdom or Ireland for just $1.25. Additional minutes, only 76 cents each. So even a nice long visit is a bargain. Dial the call yourself any night from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. If you don't have international dialing in your area, you get the same low rate as long as a special operator assistance is not required. Check the start below for calling costs. I think this is a cute visual. I believe television should take you by surprise. I don't think they knew what was coming. It definitely does. And now we have a whole little one in our pocket. This is an ad for Polaroid camera. Very cool. It's supposed to be like a magician shooting out a photo. Kind of is magic, isn't it? I mostly want to look at the pictures here. I feel like even looking at the pictures. Now, what is that? That can't be. Okay. I thought this was about to be a page number. I was like, there's no way this is page 685. Oh. A buried Roman town gives up its dead. I do kind of want to read this section here. I'm assuming it has to do with this person. Oh, wow. I don't know if you can see. Oops, I'm so sorry. I hit you. But this person seems to have been buried with rings on their finger. And the rings look rather well kept. So let's see what this is about. These were sights not to be forgotten. An ancient Roman lady emerging from a tomb of volcanic rock, her hand glorified still after 1,903 years by the shine of gold rings set with gemstones. A few feet away, an armed skeleton sprawling face down on the pumice-covered sand of a one-time beach. One end of a boat's hull breaking the surface, and beside it, perhaps the dead helmsman, and nearby chambers, 12, 2 dozen, maybe more, of the dead, skeletons in anguished poses, a truly pathetic scene. Using the word pathetic there makes it seem less sad. Seems like a rude adjective to use there. And smaller things, bronze and silver coins, an ingenious combination lock money box that still held 2 coins. Oh, looks like this here is a lock money box. They speak of headlong flight for life, of grabbing the valuables on a dead run. But the cruel end came swiftly for these citizens of the small seaside town. Herculaneum was blasted and buried under more than 60 feet of ash by the same stupendous eruption of Mount Vesuvius on August 24th and 25th AD 79 that destroyed and entombed its famous neighbor Pompeii. After 1709, when a small digger broke through to an underground theater, the buried town was quarried for art objects. Bronze and marble statues, wall paintings, mosaics, and furniture were hauled out through shaft and tunnel and carted away to museums and palaces, helping to foster 2 centuries of neoclassicism. In the last century, archaeologists began to remove the huge blanket of volcanic debris, revealing streets in a square pattern, spacious houses, and most recently the old beachfront. A Roman benefactor, probably a wealthy proconsul, actually don't know what that word means. I'll have to look that up. Had built out from the town wall a large public bath. A temple and another religion building are joined to it with 2 terraces that are supported at beach level by arches. During excavation of the bath, groundwater seeping into the dig became a problem. Italy's Ministry of Public Works provided funds for trenching along the old beach, and there, under the arches, Herculaneum began to yield its hidden dead. The discoveries are overwhelming. Few other complete skeletons of ancient Romans survive, and the work is just beginning. And this denotes that over here the rings were displayed on the second metacarpal, were found where indicated above the knuckles. Rings displayed on the second metacarpal. So it kind of looks like I don't understand if it's saying they found more rings here, or if the 2 rings here were here and they moved them. Oh wow. I think our history is amazing, especially when they were revealing a city. I'm wondering, I might have to read more of this. I'm not going to read anymore, but it's always interesting seeing those old Roman towns. And I remember watching a documentary on Pompeii, and they had a rather forward-thinking street system. Anyways, so it looks like there's more about it. This kind of looks like there might have been a person on their back, someone laying down and someone else on top of them. I'm not entirely sure. If you'd be interested, let me know, and I can come read this whole story. We won't have to look at the whole magazine or read the whole thing, but I might be interested to read that together. Let me know if that's something that you would like. There's a painting at the Nelson Atkins Museum in Kansas City that is of Mount Vesuvius, and this image is kind of reminded me of it, but it's a really beautiful painting. I don't remember the artist's name, but he had painted it from one of the few first-hand witness accounts of the eruption, from a letter that he had. I don't know if he received it or found it, but from reading the letter he painted what the writer had seen, and it's a really beautiful painting. I'm sure the viewer did not feel that way. I'm sure they felt it was rather scary. I haven't really been tracing or anything. I've just been looking at the pictures. This is a burning effigy of some sort. If you can't see the scale, this here is a person, and so this kind of here looks like a carousel. It looks like maybe multiple rides. So this person is the same size as the carousel, so that is a rather large fire. This person's about the width of my brush here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's about 10, assuming this woman is about 5'5". I'm not going to do the math there, but that's about 10 5'5" women feet tall. Or, it's 10 5. You can. That's a beautiful, beautiful. I'm blanking. I want to call it an outhouse. A lighthouse. Goodness gracious. It's a haunting image there. Weather and water patterns. Here we have Spain, France, Africa, Greece, and Turkey. Bones of mythical giants to the Greeks. Fossils like 7 million years old rhinoceros lower jaw remains. On now what is the island of Samos. Such mammals roamed ancient land areas of Asia and Europe before the Aegean Sea was formed. We have a map here. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. Okay, so it's a historic Mediterranean. Oh wow. We have a this is a rather large map. I'm not going to open the whole thing because you wouldn't even be able to see it all, but that is really cool and really, really good condition. I don't know who I bought these from. Like I said, it was an estate sale, but I don't know why they were getting all these magazines and never reading them. Some of the magazines I have are still in their like brown paper wrapping that the magazines came in. So this person got as far as to, I'm going to set that to the side for now. The person got as far as to remove the paper packaging, but didn't actually open them. Here we have some kitties. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kitty cats. Continental pile-up sculpts a sea. So here it looks like this might be mapping the Alps. So as the Alps to the Apennines to the Aeolian Islands, Mount Etna, and underneath the Alps here we have the Eurasian plate moving north to the Apulian plate to the Iberian plate, and here we have the African plate that is pushing inwards. So we have these pushing north while the African plate is pushing south, and it is sculpting this area here. I'm not sure what I thought. So, National Geographic, I thought it would be a lot more of photos, which it does have some amazing photos, but there's a lot more history and information that goes along with it that I just did not know was in here. Oh wow, is this a mummy? It looks like it. So, explaining this photo. Italian tragedy, then and now. A young boy's final moments linger in a plaster cast made from the cavity left by his decayed form at Pompeii. The fearful black cloud of Vesuvius's eruption, witnessed by Pliny the Younger in AD 79, entombed thousands of inhabitants. Modern Pompeii suffered again in November 23 in 1880 when an earthquake rocked its famed excavations. Through southern Italy, the disaster left about 400,000 villagers homeless and killed some 5,000, including this victim, in the town of Sant'Angelo de' Lombardi. That's really sad. So it looks like this young man has, they found him, removed his body, and filled where he was with plaster, and that's what we see here. What an ending to be encased in that in your final moments for the rest of eternity, assuming plaster lasts that long. So this says that this gentleman has put volcanic mud all over him to soothe his skin. He basks near a tiny steam vent on the mountain. So, natural sunblock, it seems. Interesting. Sunblock comes from some so hot. It looks like they've found something underwater, and it looks like it may have been a head frame for a bed, or maybe it's a full bed and we just see the back of it, but it says it's fit for an emperor and it's made of marble. Oh, this is a beautiful photo. Rows and rows of laundry. A spider web of scaffolding, it says. This is crazy. I feel like since COVID happened, obviously, places have gotten back to parts like this, but not entirely this packed. I'm sure there are places that do get this packed, like the famous crossing in Tokyo, Japan. Looks something like this. I think this is in Egypt in the 60s. Oh wow. Some very fancy seafood here. We have, looks like octopus, like a whole octopus. These look like they might be grape leaves. Pasta of some sort with maybe capers on top. I don't know. I really don't. I'm just guessing. These look like eggs. This is a very intense looking fish. Very intense looking fish. Just some neat imagery here. I haven't been really brushing or tracing anything because I'm quite into this magazine. Oh, okay, the text gets rather large here. Okay, so this does say page 741. That's very interesting. I wonder if their pages start. So this is number 6, it said. So I wonder if number 1, 2, 3, it numbers there. It numbers pages across multiple volumes. That was my neck. Sorry if you don't like bone cracking. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine being an archaeologist discovering a tomb with, well, I guess, with this in it? That's so amazing. So, here it looks like we have a couple embraced. This reads, "In death's embrace, skeletons of a man and a woman buried at the same time, lied together with articles for the afterlife. Alabaster goblet and a cosmetic spoon shaped like a nude swimming girl." Here, clay vessels, a bronze platter, jug, and a mirror. A large funeral jar above a 13th century coffin served as a grave marker and aided in its recent relocation. Some beautiful jewelry. This says a fortress at level 5. The bastion may have resembled those shown on a relief depicting Seti I campaigning in Canaan about 1300 BC. Like a map, the tableau shows a series of citadels with pools strung from the Nile Delta to Gaza. Along it is impossible to see which one is probably Deir el-Balah. I'm sure there is more context to that in the previous pages. A lot of Egyptian artifacts here. now we are only about halfway through the book. Now we're in New Hampshire, Egypt to New Hampshire. We've traveled so far. Canterbury. Oh, wow. This reads, Giant of the North Country, James River Corporation pulp and paper mills in Berlin spew steam and enough sulfides to coin the local adage, want to find Berlin? Just follow your nose. High stacks help disperse odors as part of a $40 million outlay for pollution abatement. Complaints are few. The mills directly and indirectly provide 2,300 jobs in the depressed north. Midstream in the Androscoggin River, man-made islets, foreground, channeled long drives in the flush days of virgin forests, when cutters denuded many of the state's mountainsides. Today, however, renewed forest lands cover a remarkable 86% of the state. I'd be interested to double-check that stat now, since this was 40, almost 50 years ago. There's a person painted as a clown with a sign that says, "Make me stop Sunday racing." Oh, that's beautiful. This is New Hampshire. Wow. That's a beautiful image. Oh, we're mudding. Rock climbing seems horrifying to me. Maybe, I don't know. That's just good for them. More for you. Okay, here's our cover story. Interesting. I forgot that this was on the cover. Aww. It's a little interesting infographic here. This looks like these lions are in Namibia, Africa. Look at all that dinner for these apex hunters. Some action shots. I'd love to see the rest of Mom here, but looks like we have some baby cubs playing with their mama. Oh, kind of a startling image, but looks like Mom is being very careful to pick up her cub. Caught a gazelle. What are we eating now? A porcupine. Interesting. I'm surprised there's no spikes. Mom has baby's tail in her mouth. Baby has dad's tail in his mouth. Oh man, look at the size of this lion compared to these zebras. ad for the Odyssey 2. Or for Odyssey 2, the keyboard. Oh, that van is cool looking. That wagon. Oh, that's a really cool picture. Really neat. I wonder how that was made. Painting or something. Drawing, perhaps. Well, there we have it, folks. That was volume 162, number 6 of National Geographic. Thank you so much for reading along with me. I had a lot of fun. Let me know if you'd like me to read any of the full stories that were in here, or if you liked this in general and want to see some more. Thanks.